Madrid and Arsenal. And yes, at halftime, Athletic knew Arsenal won. Victor Gyökeres, yes, a penalty, a goal scored for the Gunners to put them ahead in this fixture. And yes, I can tell you that action is about to get started. In the second 45, we primed up and ready for that. Wherever you are, this is a live broadcast on Sports Radio Bula FM. And I can tell you definitely that it's going down for real. And yes, across all social media platforms, you can be there with us. Brought to you by Heineken, and fans have more friends. Most definitely, if you are here, you are a fan, you're a friend. And yes, that competition that brings everyone together, Heineken has got you covered. Victor Kani is my name. I bid you welcome to this side of the action. And yes, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Baba Suleiman is in the building as well. Of course, come with the noise. We come with the party right here on the show. Adam, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Vicky. Of course, a pleasure to be here, just as always. Of course, it is a Champions League night. Of course, everything is booming, everything is beaming. Not exactly 5 goals like last night in the first half, but
you were never going to get that.
Nobody was really expecting that, for being honest. So yeah, here we are. We would see exactly what it is that this game serves, and so far so good. Of course, the first half has more or less gone to plan. We'll see exactly what it is that these two teams, of course, have to offer. 1 goal between them, fine margin, so far so good. But Arsenal, of course, would be happy where exactly it is that they find themselves at this point in time.
Okay, let's see how that goes and how happy they will be, or how happy they are. We're just about, of course, to get into cruise and get into the second 45 of this game. Femi Louis is still here because he was here in the first half of this game, saw the whole action unfold, and yes, he's still here before we get the second 45 started. Femi, welcome.
Nice to be back. First 45, I mean, I wasn't disappointed, honestly. I just followed the cruise, just enjoyed it, and honestly, I wasn't disappointed. Second 45 also, I think I've said it that the highest number of goals we'll see in this game is probably 3, and it's actually even impossible that we might not even see 3. That goal, the only goal in of this game that have come already in the first 45. That's how funny this game can be. But I still want to see good football. I still want to see what they can do. And I said it earlier on that Arsenal at this point,
not ultra defensive like a lot of people also predicted.
It's not. And one thing also that I like that Arsenal are doing in this game, if they go on, like I said, if they go on to win the league and also the Champions League this season, that would be them doing stuff of champions, grinding out results. Okay. At this point, nobody cares about how you play the football anymore. There's no one way, to the market. You can pass different ways to get into Balogun market. So why not just get the job done?
Arsenal leader at the break. Atletico Madrid will be coming up with their tails up in the second 45. What should we expect from the perspective of a side who will be looking to fight back? If you're doing that with a bloody nose, then you've got to be careful, because there are situations where you might leave chances in behind, and those guys could take advantage of you and make things worse for you. But then again, you have a game to chase. You're playing in front of your fans. What do you do? Second 45 to respond as quickly as possible, because again, this is a team, as far as this competition is concerned, it may not matter at full time, depending on what the result turns out to be. Yeah. But Arsenal have considered only 5 goals in the Champions League this season, which
is very impressive, by the way. Yeah. Of course, it has to be pointed out. Raya is currently chasing Edward Mendy's record of 9 clean sheets in the Champions League season. In another 45 minutes, he would have equaled that record. Of course, he's had 8 already in the bag, and of course, Arsenal at this point in time doing it all. At this point in time, everything is probably working in. Everything you can tell yourself that everything is working as Arteta probably pitched it out in his head to see the game comes alive. Fine margins, not exactly expecting a lot of space. As we know with Atletico de Madrid, they don't give up a lot of spaces behind, and so far so good. The one time, they did get behind once, find their way. In Nkapi, there was a near miss from Nkapi earlier. There's been a couple of chances, of course, for them, but it's just about execution. And so far so good. Looks like they've done well for themselves. And I was expecting something from Diego Simeone. I wasn't expecting this. Why are you bringing in a centre back? I hope it's an injury and for substitution. But I can tell you that Robin Lenormand is ready to join the party at this point in time for Atletico de Madrid, VQ. And he's taking off his own son, Giuliano Simeone.
Giuliano has been quiet in this game.
Giuliano Simeone goes off.
Practically plays as a right back in this game.
He's just been there. Funny thing is that if you see the game, you see him everywhere.
So but that's his MO.
But it's not affecting the game. It's just everywhere without affecting the game.
Giuliano being everywhere is kind of like the whole modus operandi. He's the guy that has energy, that runs around. But at the end of the day, it pops up when needed defensively or offensively, I guess.
Second half has started already. Yes, it is Arsenal this time passing against Atletico Madrid, and Arsenal getting the restart on the way as far as this one is concerned. Now, we've seen an Atletico Madrid side where they try to attack the first line of press with 3 guys. Griezmann getting in there, Julian Alvarez is also there, and then of course you have Demola Lookman, who also tries to get in that place as well. Giuliani could be hoping to run at the defense as well to get something, but then in response to that, we've seen an Arsenal side where Declan Rice joins the 2 centre backs and then allows the other guys to go forward. Ben White offers something in midfield, and all of these guys, they try to invert and get into those positions where they can offer more numbers, because Rice leaving that place means that there will be a bit of vacancy there. But how has that worked out in this game so far for these Arsenal guys in terms of containing the first line of press that we've seen from Atletico Madrid?
Well, one thing, like you really mentioned, Declan Rice has also, evolved, also joined, the guys when it comes to what the build-up play and all of that. But one thing also that I've also noticed defensively is that once Atletico Madrid beats the midfield line, they beat the midfield and they are edging towards the box 18, what you see is that there's a build-up, or there's a formation of 6 players or 5 who are just, with the waiting with the centre back and the right back, and they're just there. You have to beat them before you can then get to the main guys in defense itself. And I think that's one thing that has worked for them in this game. But talking about how they've been able to contain them in terms of Declan Rice, joining the attack, whenever they have the ball, that is something that has also been given the opportunity, to not hold possession too much. And whenever they have the ball, there's somebody who, I don't want to call him very creative, but who can actually shoot the ball and give the creative guys like Odegaard the opportunity or the buffer to move forward, while still making sure that defensively they are solid. And I think that's one thing that is on for them.
Okay, let's see.
I will double back on that, and I will put it this way. I think Arsenal might have learned a thing from the Bournemouth loss. One of the stats that was very, very, glaring to everybody after the Bournemouth loss was the fact that Raya received about 30-something back passes in that game.
38.
Yeah, almost 40 in that game. And I think that was one thing that was obvious. There was no link. Bournemouth had a high press, and every time they just got pressed high, they had to resort back to the goalkeeper, forcing him to go long and everything. So maybe having Rice, who is a ball mover, a very intelligent player, as a matter of fact, in that particular situation, if you can carry, fine. If you can't carry, he finds the next man. Of course, Odegaard is a guy that's very good with transitions, and of course, can also fill in that gap while Rice is temporarily unavailable. So maybe that one, of course, is creating a vacuum for the Arsenal side in the midfield. But at the same time, I think they are doing well, and maybe they have found a way around just beating a high press when situations like that arise. Okay,
let's of course let you know that there's giving away. Yes, the Arsenal side, Victor Gyökeres, is giving away a free kick just somewhere around the edge of the area, right there. Of course, tracking an Atleti player, Johnny Cardoso, and yes, he brought down the player around the edge of the area. Right there, it looks a 50-50. But then again, Cardoso was in full control of the ball, and you can understand that Gyökeres is surprised. But this is a place, of course, where you'd expect Julian Alvarez range as far as this one is concerned. Let's see what's going to come out of this and how things could turn out as far as this one is concerned. We have 49 minutes on the clock in the game. Yes, it is Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 1, and 50 minutes it is right now on the clock. This could probably be their longest 40 minutes of this game, but it goes for a side netting. Well taken. It goes for a side netting, and Atletico Madrid, well, what would a goal do for them at the start of the second 45? I guess.
I think a lot. I think the goal brings them back to life. I think it does. The goal, they need a response. Okay. Obviously, they need a response. They also don't want to, concede more goals at this point, because against this Arsenal side, if you concede one more goal, I can assure you that Emirates
it's gone.
That's a lot.
Go hard.
We go hard. Because even with one goal alone, with Sporting CP, the game ended
1-0.
1-0
over
2 legs. Yeah. So you might think that you are good defensively, but they can actually be more good than you defensively.
Okay. Do we have a situation where, in hindsight now, we can look at the setup for Diego Simeone and say that he probably should have gone with a physical striker? I know it's important to get the small men who can run in behind.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy who probably would have been able to go shoulder to shoulder with the Gabriels and the Saliba would have been a good option as far as the setup is concerned.
I think he's still going to bring him in, but I think he should also bring him in early.
Okay.
So that he can actually, if he's going to cause damage, he can cause damage early enough in the game, and you see what he can actually still give more. I mean, like you said, you starting Julian Alvarez, obviously, is because you're trying to, get him to do more than just being stationary up front. With Solo, you don't get that. Solo is going to just not like he's
going to wait for the
not like he's not going to join the attack,
yeah.
but he's just going to be there waiting for them to build up the ball, build up the game to him, and then he connects with them. But with Julian Alvarez, he does more than that. He can dribble, he has that pace and all of that. So that's one thing. But at this point, the only thing about Simeone is that he might not even bring him on until probably 88 minutes of the game. So that's the fun thing about him.
Okay.
We always talk about Mikel being a little stubborn. Speaking of Mikel Arteta, but I think people need to also wake up and see that for Diego Simeone is not exactly that much different. Again, Solot has shown, as it's been obvious in the hierarchy that Solot has become the second choice striker, and Diego is just sticking to that.
And when he comes in, he delivers. That's the funny thing.
Honestly, yes,
he delivers.
It's why, to be honest, you look at it and say, oh, you're going against Gabriel and Saliba. These are two big guys. These are two tall guys.
Coaches always have their favorites, don't
you
they?
want to stick to your guns. I understand that. You want to stick to your guns. I understand. But at the same time, sometimes you have to bend towards the situation that is presented in front of you. It is not a bad idea if Solot wears down Gabriel and Saliba for starters. There's been a lot of dueling and all of that. And then when you take that out, you bring a guy that is, tricky, flexible, swift, and is on, let me use the word unstationary, like Julian, who moves left, right, center, and comes to the midfield and everything. So all of a sudden, it becomes a foot race for Gabriel and Saliba, who have already had their muscles worn off by dueling with a guy that is 6'6" or something like that. And then it becomes a physical game for them towards the end. But well, I'm not saying it's a tactical mistake at this point in time, but so far so good. It's not looking like Julian has really affected and maybe impacted the Atletico attack the way you naturally expect it to.
Okay, let's see how that goes. 53 minutes on the clock. Atletico Madrid nil, Arsenal 1. And yes, it is the UEFA Champions League action right here. And yes, action brought to you by Heineken. And you definitely know that fans have more friends. And we are bringing you all the action and lots more as it continues right here on the show. Did I tell you today that Raya made 2 changes, 2 saves? Well, he's made like 3 already, 2 in quick successions. That would have easily been 1-1 already, and maybe to a certain degree, Raya is beginning to look like a cheat code for this Arsenal side, guys.
One thing I would always say is I always give flowers to the goalkeeper. Everybody always talks about, oh, he has Gabriel and Saliba in front of him. You need to also realize that his input when those guys are beaten cannot be overemphasized. I think it's underestimated sometimes, because again, you look at that particular situation. It's a very, very good transition play from Atletico de Madrid. The ball finds its way to Lookman, and one-time strike, of course. It's not exactly, maybe you would say Lookman could have done better with the placement, but he kicked it the right way. And of course, Raya stood his ground. There was a second attempt, although he didn't get a hand, and it looked like there was a deflection, of course, that helped with that particular one. But good work regardless from David Raya. He did what he was paid to do. Gabriel, of course, with the second block that led to the corner kick as well.
Okay, goes out for a second corner, which Atleti would look to take. And Griezmann is the man who steps up in this situation to see if they get something at this time in the game. Done in a good way. But yes, concerns about a handball in the box right there. It looks like the shot by Johnny Cardozo came off the arm of an Arsenal player. Let's see.
That was the shot was Marcos Llorente, and instantly claiming that the ball hit somebody in the arm. And we're about to have something interesting in front of us at this point in time. Oh, come on!
No, it's not. It's not.
That's
not the arm.
That's Ben White's arm.
That's his shin.
That's his hand.
Ooh,
that's Ben White's hand. That's Ben White's hand.
Yes, he did.
I think Atletico have a penalty here.
And that's not a natural position.
I think Atletico have a penalty here.
It's not a natural position. That should be a penalty. That certainly should be a penalty. But we'll wait for the VAR guys, of course, a decision on that one. Because, yes, we're about to have a game on our hands right now. Yes, as far as that one is concerned, yes, the referee would go to the pitch side monitor to have a look at it. Yes, action brought to you by Heineken. It is the UEFA Champions League action right here on the show. Good evening, the dynamic team. I greet everyone in the studio.
Welcome.
Yes, he says, how are you guys doing? Every team will play to their strength. Arsenal are playing to theirs, I presume. No action end to end like yesterday, but of course this is what we call pragmatic game. Dive from Winnipeg, Canada. Yes,
Mickey, you didn't need to look at it too many times to know exactly what it was.
You could tell from here, so I would have been surprised if the man had to look at it more than once. Ben White there with a huge mistake there, and Atletico Madrid, they definitely have a penalty themselves. I love what I'm seeing about this Arsenal team. He says, good evening, the guys. Against all the hate and talk down Arsenal, on the brink of proving their doubters and haters wrong. 45 more minutes to go. Of course, 45 more minutes to glory. Part 1. Decency from Lupeju. This one is coming from you on the show tonight. So penalty to Atletico Madrid, and yes, Julian Alvarez is the man who steps up. He strikes the ball really well. In my mind, except something else happens, this looks a goal already. I mean, this looks a goal because of how good he is with situations like this. A fantastic ball striker, a player who's also very technical. Yes, of course, he makes it a 1-1 as far as this one is concerned. Yes.
And yes, Vicky, of course, Julian Alvarez from the spot. 1v1, of course, stares down David Raya, and what a finish! Nothing but power, nothing but net.
Just like
what a finish! The talisman going band for band. It was a Scandinavian, it was the Swedish man, of course, for Arsenal. It's the Argentine for Atletico de Madrid. And under an hour of football played, Atletico won, Arsenal won.
Okay, of course, 1-1 is the scoreline as far as this one is concerned, and it was taken with precision. Like, I'm not sure the goalkeeper got a sight of it at all. Like,
he just stood there and watched.
He didn't know what to do. He wanted to move, but that came like
what's the point?
Shot a missile.
What's the point? He didn't see it at first.
Yeah, he didn't see it.
Didn't see it at first, and what a strike. Yes, 1-1 the scoreline, 57 minutes on the clock, and yes, we're not even 1 hour into the coverage, yes, of this game. It is 1-1. Yes, Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1, and yes, the coverage of this game is brought to you by Heineken. Yes, of course, you know that fans have more friends, and that we can definitely tell you at this point in time. We were talking about how important an early goal is for them. A mistake by Atleti, same mistake by Arsenal. We've seen 2 good penalties today as far as this game is concerned.
Yeah, a game of fine margin so far so good. Almost an hour of it already witnessed. Atletico were clumsy in their box. They give away penalty. Now Arsenal clumsy in their own box. Ben White, unfortunately, the villain in this situation, and also giving away one, of course, at this point in time. But Mikel Arteta instantly
he has a bit of that in his kitty. I mean, sometimes those sort of mistakes that would make you say, "Oh, what has he done?"
I mean, I guess it's why Julian Timber probably stands as numero uno in the right back position for the Arsenal team this season. But Vicky, let me just bring you up to speed. 58 minutes on the clock. Right, of course, before Arsenal kick off once again in this fixture, the captain goes off, and introduction, of course, of the man who was the difference maker against Newcastle United. Eberechi Eze has come off the bench and has replaced Martin Odegaard. We're approaching an hour in this fixture. Atletico 1, Arsenal 1.
Okay.
They've changed something, of course, up front.
Eberechi Eze, of course, comes right into this game, replacing Martin Odegaard, who, of course, had a decent first half as far as this one is concerned. But then again, Eze comes in, a guy who can create, a guy who can take on, a guy who, of course, can shoot from outside the box. Most of his goals this season have actually been from outside the box. Maybe we're looking at a guy who could inject a bit of a game-changing impetus into this Arsenal side in this game. We've seen 59 minutes, and I was going to talk about the Arsenal body language the moment that penalty went into the back of the net. The guys, the reaction didn't look good.
What was that about?
If that was a thing, it looks like
brother, it's an equalizer, not a fifth goal.
I think it points to the fact of me saying that they've been grinding out results. So it felt like, we have to grind out the first goal.
Okay.
Now we have to grind. Now they've equalized. Now we have to grind out again. So it is like they can't wait for.
That shouldn't be a worry if you have a home leg to play.
You have first of all, there's another 30 minutes to play tonight.
So that, again, this is more
before we even get to what happens.
So this is more psychological than physical. It's not about it's not because they cannot pass the ball around anymore. They will not be able to attack. It's psychological. It's like you said. That's a thing. That shouldn't be a thing. But it's a thing for them at this point.
Okay, let's see how that goes. 60 minutes on the clock. Of course, we have 30 more of a normal time left in this game as the action continues right here. That I can definitely tell you. It is Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1, a semi-final fixture. And they're making too many mistakes at the back already. That pass from Declan Rice to Saliba, I expected the centre-back to have kept it in play. Went out for a throw. Atletico Madrid have possession already. And you know that they are maintaining a high line pretty well. That might cause Arsenal a lot of problem, because what we are seeing is that the Arsenal guys are also having their men track back to offer cover in those situations. And if that becomes the case, who are the guys who are going to press the centre backs, who
When
are
they have to
maintaining
build
the
up,
high
yeah.
line and, you know, forcing you to be boxed into your own half? That, of course, is a huge concern as far as this one is concerned. Let's see which way it goes. 090-44,889. Yes, the numbers to call. And yes, we can hear from you tonight. If you get on the show, yes, we can hear from you. You can share your thoughts with us as far as this one is concerned. Which way is it going? It's looking like it's a bit of a physical contest as well. Both coaches would have said some things. Be aggressive, be assertive in this game. And we've seen the situation
Declan
coming
went
together.
into about 3 duels in the moment of like 7 seconds. The first one, of course, it was earlier in the Atletico midfield. And the one that looked like... that is causing the situation now, of course, is Julian Alvarez. Julian looked like he didn't have full control of the ball, and he gave Declan an opening to work with there. So yeah, it wasn't 100% Declan's fault, but of course, Julian at the end of the day looked like he got something, and then he got something of Julian Alvarez as well. All of a sudden, it's a little messy, and I think from the referee's point of view, initially maybe he didn't see clearly and all of that, but yeah, at the same time, it was something to worry about.
The referee was
and he initially said the ball was gone.
Was involved in the situation because Ademola Lookman
it was just everything everywhere all at once.
Okay, let's let you know this contribution here coming in. He says, good evening, my name is Wisdom. The game is interesting. I wish the Gunners the best. Okay, let's see how that pans out as far as this one is concerned. 1-1 the scoreline, 62 minutes on the clock, and the game has been held for a few seconds or minutes now, yes, I guess, after Julian Alvarez, of course, was brought down. He was caught in the shin by Declan Rice right there, but play has continued, and the Atletico Madrid guys definitely getting more aggressive now as far as this one is concerned. Where's he going to go? Well, we're waiting to find out, and let's see if anything changes as far as this one is concerned. Of course, more momentum coming in for Atleti, and that thing we said we've not seen about them so far in this game, maybe we expect to see it at some point in this game, because again, if you are not aggressive at home, you are not making things count for yourself at home, maybe you've also not had clear-cut chances. And we can say the same for Arsenal, who of course have had a penalty in this game, and you yourself, you've also had a penalty in this game yourself. So maybe it looks good in that sense, but
what a big chance for Atletico to make it 2-1.
That would have been easily in the back of the net right there. That would have been. It came off the post.
Yes,
it came off the post.
Right now, they are smelling blood. And
yeah,
they smell the fear in Arsenal.
I think
that's not good.
I think that's what they are doing right now. I mean, in the first one, they couldn't even do all of this. They couldn't. This chance that they're having in the box, where they're even putting 1 or 2 passes together.
Ooh,
they were not able to do that.
That came off the upright. Yes, it came off the post. And after a block from Gabriel, he came off the post in that situation right there. But Atletico Madrid, yes, they definitely have a corner. And from the corner, definitely, they are piling pressure. Remember, from that corner, that guy took a shot at goal.
And that was how he ended up.
Ben White, of course, blocked it. So, yes, it looks like one of the ways they could create problems.
Again, maybe?
Or a bit of chaos for the Arsenal side. In the Arsenal box as far as this one is concerned. 64 minutes on the clock, and he goes out for yet another corner. Yes, I can tell you that the corners are piling up in this game so far. Looks like Arsenal have had only one.
Yes.
And Atletico Madrid, this is like their 5th one in this game. Yes, their 5th corner, as a matter of fact. And yes, he goes again for another corner. This time around, the 6th one for Atletico Madrid, because Raya was the man who got a hand to it to stay it clear, and that Olympico cross, definitely it is happening. And when you find the guys who can strike the ball very well like that, well, you probably want to use everything to your advantage as far as this one is concerned. 65 minutes on the clock, 1-1 the scoreline, and yet another corner for Atletico Madrid. It is 6 corners for them, and just 1 in this game so far for Arsenal as far as this fixture is concerned. Will anything change? We're waiting to see. But of course, Ademola Lookman was the man who had the last touch. He was a straight shot towards the goal, but it was inches wide of the target for Atletico Madrid. Yes, in that game, the Rojiblancos not being able to connect with that perfectly, and it goes out of play for an Arsenal goal kick. Well, of course, one thing I've also not seen in this game, maybe a bit of what I saw with Martinelli in the first half, was that he was a bit of a workhorse. He was getting himself involved. He was available. He was doing a bit of the running behind and all of that. We've not seen that in the second 45. If that becomes a problem in this game, where you need your runners to also run in behind the Atletico guys as they are loading your half. Arsenal have not been able to keep the ball in order for them to play those sort of balls that will see their guys running behind. Could that be a problem? It's
kind of why, to be honest, sometimes I wonder why Mikel makes some decisions. Because Mikel Arteta, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with Martinelli, although I do, but I feel like some performances he walks in and doesn't, do the same thing. He's not consistent and all of that. Well, one thing I think, over the weekend, you look at the Newcastle game, Martinelli didn't start. It was Eze, Odegaard, Noni, and then, of course, they had, I believe they had Kai Havertz to start with before he suffered that injury that took him out of the game. And that looked like a winning formula at the time. It was not vintage Arsenal, I understand. But one thing I think I'm starting to realize is sometimes you don't exactly tweak a winning formula, whatever it is that, of course, Martinelli is a workhorse, yes. But in a game where, to an extent, you are not exactly sure that they would totally take you on, in the sense where you are not expecting Atletico to be totally dominant. You expect yourself to at some point have a foothold in the game. You want to create something. Martinelli has shown that he can be that guy towards the end of the game to come and wear out some tired legs. I didn't expect him to start this game, but so far so good. Martinelli is going to do what Martinelli can do. So far so, and that is, with all due respect, not exactly a lot when it comes to energetic wing backs. I think Martinelli should start. I think Mikel might just start realizing that Gabriel might be that guy you want to bring on as your late sub, want to run down the clock, want to run down the tired legs. I've seen
enough of Martinelli to know that he doesn't enjoy take-ons for a guy who plays on the flanks.
Yannick Bolasie mentioned that.
He's not a cultured winger. Wingers should be able to enjoy taking on players, and if you don't have that in your kitty, maybe you are not that guy, because in situations like that you don't enjoy it. Noni Madueke, of course, also does well sometimes, but does not know how to sometimes open up his body. I say that because sometimes there's a way you position in terms of your body fence and send the goalkeeper the wrong way while you're also running in another direction. You can do that sometimes, and it works really well for you. But we've not seen that happening for this side as far as this one is concerned, and it's something that maybe in situations like that you would want him to run towards goal. Well, it looks like some changes are about to be made. Yes, of course. I was going to ask, this is not a high-paced game, a triple, if you like.
Oh,
a treble.
I thought it was a double.
Yes, it looks
like
a
triple. Number 11
Perez has had his time as far as this game is concerned.
I think he just changed the front three.
Yes.
Saka, Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus all coming on at the same time. I believe that's Gyökeres done, nearly done. Madueke should be leaving as well, of course, to be replaced by Saka.
I was actually going to ask if this was a pacey game where you think that a guy like Trossard would have difficulties coping. But right now, of course, it looks like the pace of the game is not so much that he may not be able to cope.
Trossard might not be the workhorse that Martinelli is.
But
if you need technicality to break down a low block or a bricked out defense, I think that's a guy you send first.
Can be a clutch player in the box too. Can shoot
exactly does have that clutch effect in him. Once they get the opportunity, looks at goal, see what is there. But we find ourselves here at this point in time. Let's hope it's not too late, of course, for this one to happen for the Arsenal team. 68 going on 69 at this point in time. Let's see exactly what it is that they offer at this point. But yeah, the front three has changed, and now they have Ebericheze playing behind. So more or less the front four has just been changed.
Straight into action, straight into giving the ball away right there as far as this one is concerned. But it looks like the Arsenal defense have been able to bail him out, and that is what we have as a situation right now. But because of course he was also not at the right place at the right time, he has also given that away by making sure that I know they there, and yes, there's nobody for Nkapio to give it to, and that in itself has become a problem. For Gabriel Jesus, who of course can have 1-2 touches and keep the ball to himself, I think technically that looks better than what
you trick your way into a
can offer. Team. Because again,
I think the approach of the game has now changed with the guy that is brought in. Especially with the fact that he's taken out Gyökeres and brought in Gabriel Jesus. Like you said, he's a man who can actually do more with the ball. Yeah. And in a game like this, I think you need a man like that on pitch.
Okay, let's see how that goes, because it is 70 minutes on the clock, and it's Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1. Yes, 1-1 the scoreline in this fixture. And yes, so far it is all fair and square at this time. Well, we still have 20 minutes of a normal time left in this game. You can make that 19 right now. Action, of course, and the coverage brought to you by Heineken. And you definitely know that fans have more friends. And where will this go? What could change as far as this one is concerned? Now, we have a more cultured winger in Bukayo. He comes in at this point in time, except he's not giving the opportunity to isolate his man.
You should know he's taking somebody. You should know he's taking bodies.
Yeah.
I think just to summarize what the subs have represented for Mikel, I would tell myself he has traded muscle for technique. Okay. That's what it looks like. I mean, you started with Victor, Gabriel Martinelli, Noni, and Odegaard. Odegaard was more or less the only technician in that front four at the time. But now that you look at what you have now, a lot of ball retainers, a lot of dribblers, a lot of ball movers, a lot of tricky guys. Bukayo on the one hand can dribble, can shimmy to either pass or dribble or shoot. You don't know what exactly is going to offer you. Gabriel Jesus is a guy that wants to hold the ball, trick his way into the opposition's box as well, and drop outside as well if need be. Leandro Sá, like we talked about, his technicality as well also offers something. And you look at Eberechi Eze behind them. He switched out the front four. The team has changed for the Arsenal team. It's just a case of let's see if the new one can actually answer the question he's looking to that has been asked at this point.
Okay, let's see how that goes. But for a Declan Rice, you're playing really deep today. You need a guy who also can double as a ball winner, which I do not think Zubimendi has offered a lot of.
Christian Nogard.
You probably would need a Nogard who just to break
even
play
if it was
for
Miles
you,
Lewis Kelly,
just to break play for you as much as possible and help the team retain possession in a lot of this situation, especially knowing that they have technicians all over the place and you would need to break play at every point in time to prevent them from doing what they do. But let's see, it's been more of Atleti in the Arsenal half for a large part of this second 45 minutes of the action right here. Yes, action and the coverage brought to you by Heineken, and you definitely know that fans have more friends, and it is going down definitely as far as this fixture is concerned.
Striker is on the move. He cuts.
Can I get a Heineken, please?
He shoots.
Yes! Let's go! Can you believe it?
Here you go, sir. Your Heineken.
Ah, sorry.
We've seen some changes, but in terms of the score line, we'll probably be waiting. We did warn you ahead that all that you were enjoying yesterday was for yesterday. Enjoy it while it lasts. There's a reason why every day is not Christmas on the calendar, and you know that for certain. Hello guys, good evening to you all. My name is Mashi from Taraba State. Mikel Arteta always prefer 1 goal and clean sheets than scoring 4 goals. This game is boring, Joe. This one here says, good evening. My name is Kenny Divine Atletico to win 2-1 in this game. I think we're still finally poised for that, and that can still be the case as far as this fixture is concerned. Will that happen right here? Of course, we're waiting to see what's going to happen because Demola Lookman almost, yes, he had beaten his man already, and what exactly happened there was, of course, something you want to talk about, but I would let you know that Demola Lookman haven't beaten his man in that situation, played it onto the to beat the goalkeeper, but Raya was right place, right time, and yes, he got that and just kept it going.
I'm learning a lesson very, very quickly tonight, and it's the fact that Arsenal need Julian Timber as quickly as possible. They need Julian Timber as quickly as possible. Demola has had somewhat a few day in with Benjamin White. That one was a 50-50, but again, you would think that structure-wise, body-wise, Ben White should be bodying Lookman, but that's not exactly what we're witnessing tonight.
Why is he not being proactive?
Maybe that kid.
Mosquera?
Exactly. I mean, you have Mosquera on the bench, and all of a sudden, Mikel is just slow to respond.
Honestly, when it comes to Mikel Arteta and some of these things, I don't like to talk about them. Honestly,
but it's obvious to everybody. That's the thing.
I think he's stuck to whatever he believes in. So.
Okay.
And whatever he has believed in,
does not change.
Whatever he has believed in for the past 2-3 years has shown that somewhat, you need to change something.
Well,
okay. Let's get right into it. Yes, 76 minutes, of course, 14 more of normal time left in the game. It is 1-1 in the game between Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. And yes, I can tell you that the action continues. And the Nigerian, yes, Demola Lookman is one man who is... he's had his hands full as far as this fixture is concerned. He's doing so much. But again, at what point do we begin to say that this brother has been pretty wasteful in this game? Because again, you will not have a lot of these chances like this. Yes, you will not have a lot of these chances like this. Bukayo Saka had the ball for just once, and there were 3 guys on him, 1 in front of him and 2 waiting to see if he skips past his first man, so that they can double team on him and get him right there. But of course, we have not seen anything from him since that time. If you bring on attacking players, I know that Atletico Madrid are putting the pressure, but if you bring on attacking players, you really at some point want to see their impact in the game.
Yeah.
Eze is a bit laid back with the way he moves the ball, and so he gets closed down. Unless you are protecting the ball, you will not exactly get a lot of fouls in that situation.
That man is out.
But it looks like
Julian
Alvarez is cooked.
It looks like Julian's legs are done. Also, it's usually solo time by this time of the game. It's 75 minutes on the clock already.
Yeah.
This is usually the point. I didn't think he was going to get an invite or an official signboard to say, "Oh, I'm done," before he takes him out. But that's exactly what we're witnessing.
Okay.
And Atletico get the ball back, and then they have to now stop play because Julian is on the ground. That's about the 3rd time he's gone down, and he is making a change.
Alex Baena.
It's Alex Baena
Who's going to come in? I think he prefers the small men today because of what they offer in terms of force of gravity, creativity, and all of that stuff. Again,
there's been a lot of heat on his leg.
Decline initially, now easy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of heat on that leg, and I think that leg is that leg has.
There's so much he can take. There's so much he can take, and that's done.
There's still another 90 minutes to play if you survive this one tonight.
Go home, my boy.
Maybe you probably want to just keep the man and watch out for Diego Simeone's team this weekend. I mean, take them off your ticket because Simeone is definitely going to rotate the squad. He will. He will.
All those boys, they bench now. The boys will play.
Alex Baena, by the way, is a creative player.
Yes.
He will do a whole lot as far as this one is concerned, and be sure that he will bring in a lot more in terms of providing creative options for his side in this particular game. Arsenal definitely living dangerously there. I mean, with Saliba taking the ball all the way to the back, but not being careful with how he's handling situations right there. But yes, let's see how it goes and how the action definitely continues right here. It looks.
Oh, it's a penalty! It is a penalty, Vicky. I apologize for the intrusion, but Eberechi Eze has done what we expected of him.
How you saw it in real time was my shock. Not because you shouted at the penalty. How you saw it in real time, because that pass was released to Eze.
Yeah.
Eze got the first touch to buy the foul.
That's the one thing Eze does with his first touch. Eze's control most of the time is not to you don't see Eze doing a lot of one-time passes. He usually wants to shield the ball first, get himself balanced, get himself settled, and that was what he was trying to do there. Unfortunately, the Atletico Madrid defender beat the bait, and now he's in trouble. He gets a yellow card for his offense there. That's Johnny, David Hanko, who makes that particular contact. I mean, it's obvious Eze gets the first touch there, and he happened right in front of the referee. There was no salvation from that particular one. Oh, come on, you didn't even get the ball at all. You got the ankle. It's a slam dunk. That's a penalty to Arsenal. That's a slam dunk penalty.
So yeah, the game looks like it's going to be decided by or determined by penalties tonight, as far as this one is concerned. Because if you're given a 3rd penalty on the night, I know last night we saw like 2 of those.
Yeah, Hurricane won and
Dembele won, 1 each, of course. But again, this is another situation. It's 80 minutes on the clock. Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1. And that, of course, is the situation right there. In the absence of Victor Gyökeres, it looks like Bukayo Saka will be the man to step up and take that. But it looks like there's a call from the VAR room. There is a call from the VAR room. It looks like they're not 100% convinced that that was a penalty. So, yes, there is a check, at least to remove every reasonable doubt and see if it stays or if it doesn't. We'll be here to tell you all about it. It's UEFA Champions League action. And yes, it is brought to you by Heineken on Sports Radio Bula FM. And yes, action continues right here. 09044,889. Yes, the numbers to call to be a part of it. Adam, you were going to say something. It's taking much longer than usual now.
Yeah, I mean, at some point I would expect if they are still deliberating and arguing or whatever, deliberating about it.
Then.
Overturn is one thing, but after this lengthy amount of talk, I think they would still call him to have a call him to the rectangular screen himself to say, take a look at it. One thing I was going to point out was, it was obvious that Eze, the moment it became a 50-50 between Hanko and Eze was never going to get 100% control of it. He did just enough to get the contact from David Hanko, and that is exactly why it is looking like all reasonable doubts have been eliminated in this particular situation. One thing Hanko cannot argue against.
Was late.
He was late to the challenge. He was late to the ball. Eze had lost the ball already. Nothing was coming from that one, but he beat the bait, and that's exactly how we found ourselves. But now there's going to be conversation about, was there enough contact on Eze or all of that to. There's only one angle of this, so it's going to be tricky.
It is going to be tricky. So we're waiting.
I think it's a penalty.
We're waiting to see which way it goes.
We always say we always say whatever contact comes in the box is a penalty. Yeah. We always say that. So light, heavy, or whatnot, naturally we'd expect him to point to the spot. But it's a case of, did he simulate it? Did he, wait? Was he trying to go down expecting the contact and all of that? I guess we would see exactly what it is. But the big decision comes down, and no penalty.
Aha! No penalty given in this case. No penalty given. And yes, the decision has been cancelled. So yes, no penalty given, and that I can tell you for certain as far as this one is concerned. Good evening, Bula. He says, I think the halftime of this game. Okay, no. I said, me, Engineer Dasco. Yes, the Chelsea chairman from Onitsha. I think Atletico Madrid will beat Arsenal 2-1 before the end of this game. Okay, that's still valid. This one says, good evening, guys. Mikel Arteta likes changing starting lineup a lot. You think so? We think he doesn't.
Go and look at
his favoritism for Odegaard. He's so obsessed with him. Daniel from Satellite Town. Okay, this one says, you guys should remember Mosquera is on a yellow card. Ola Enoch Hakim from Ajegunle. On a yellow card, I don't.
The kid is usually pretty level-headed. That's the honest truth. So, I mean, on a yellow card, fine, but at the same time,
if a Ben White is getting tired and he's been exposed
it's
a couple of times,
it's obvious it's not working in his absence.
So
might as well.
Except we might have Bukayo drop deep again to come and offer a bit of cover and do all of that stuff, because again, question marks around who's going to be the cover for the man. If you're dropping Bukayo deep to do that, then you're blunting your attack also, because again, there's nobody who's going to be available to get the job done for the side, and that's clearly what we are seeing right now in this situation. Ehije from Oshodi says, good evening, guys. I just came online. No light here for 3 days now. Arsenal now experiencing what we go through in Spain. Not be Newcastle. Even
the Newcastle self, you talk like
language, please. Language, please. He said, I said that Arsenal can only get 2 goals in this game. Okay, let's see how that goes, and what's definitely going to happen. It is 84 minutes right now. 1-1 still the scoreline. Is it me or the game is on fast forward?
Yeah, I like it actually.
I guess compared to the pace of the first half, you can say that
the game is not that interesting for it to be slow. It has to be fast. It has to be on that fast forward.
The game is not that
Imagine this game is very slow and we are going to watch for 90 minutes. So that'll be very stressful.
Fair enough. That's still 90 minutes.
I know it's 90 minutes, but he said it seems the game is on fast forward. I said if in the spiritual realm is on fast forward, let's be there.
Spiritual.
Femi knows a bit about spiritual things.
No, I don't know.
Let's take some calls. Let's take some calls on the show.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Welcome. How are you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Fine, thank you.
What of you?
We're fine.
We're good.
I predict 2-1.
What's
your name? Sorry.
Pastor from Onitsha.
2-1 in favor of who?
2-1 in favor of Arsenal. 2-1.
Okay.
All right.
Arsenal 2.
Okay.
Atletico 1.
All right. Thank you
Let's
very
see
much
how
for
that
calling.
goes as far as this fixture is concerned. Thank you so much for that one. Tonight on the show, we will definitely know if it will be 2-1 or if something else will change as far as this one is concerned. Arsenal had a chance there, had bodies in the box, and of course, Leandro Trossard just couldn't get the job done. 85 minutes, it is still 1-1 the scoreline, and maybe at this point in time, gentlemen, we'll get back to it, but the team that scores at this point will probably win this game, and we'll see, we'll wait for the second 45 to see who advances to the final of this situation right there. William Saliba, yes, standing rock solid for this Arsenal side, as far as this fixture is concerned. He's done really good tonight, even though once or twice, of course, there's been situations where you felt that there were mistakes. But game is getting to the tail end. Femi, I'm concerned that Atleti are dropping deep and allowing Arsenal to come at them. If you're doing that and letting your opponent to maintain the ball high up the pitch, there's every possibility that they get a chance or get a goal against you.
And I think you would understand why. For Atletico Madrid, would they have loved to be in control of this game and winning this game? Absolutely yes. But also they don't want to lose. Maybe a 1-1 scoreline is good for them to take to the Emirates and go and see. You know what? No. Let's go to the Emirates and go and see what happens there. Whatever happens there, happens there. So that is not that. At that point, you know that that's the final game. There's no other options again. But you don't. I mean, Arsenal. Look, if you see what Arsenal did against Sporting CP, who they scored one goal in the first leg and the second leg, and that was it. In the second leg, even at the Emirates, they could not score one goal. So for me, I believe strongly that yes, it's dangerous that at this point of this game, 86 minutes into the game, they are letting Arsenal, press them down, press them in, and all of that. But I don't think they have too much options. I think if at this point of the game, what they're going to probably depend on is counter attack, and that's the only thing they can actually do. I don't think they want to go all out again and see so much. If they probably had Alexander Solo up front for them, maybe they might actually have used that as something to say, oh, this is the reason we are going forward. But he's not there, so I think I understand.
Some changes, Adam, bring us up to speed.
Just one change, VQ, and I can tell you that Christian Mosquera is now on the pitch. Of course, he's just employed and taking out Benjamin White, but Christian Mosquera has gone on to replace Ben White. But I think, naturally, it's a like-for-like division, of course. You think Mosquera goes right, but I think he's done more than that because he was passing some instructions. One of the things I saw was when he put up the number 3 on his hand. I was trying to explain.
So
I think Arsenal have gone to 3 at the back, and I strongly believe, if I'm looking at it correctly, I think Declan Rice is the third centre back and not even Christian Mosquera. I think Declan Rice is the third centre back for Arsenal now. It is Rice, Saliba, and Gabriel. Christian Mosquera goes out to help the attack.
Well, Declan Rice is the guy who brings the ball from the deep. He has to do that as the midfielder who's the driving force in that situation. I think Mosquera gets in there, but let's see how that goes, because again, we're in a situation where, as it stands at this point in time, a lot can still change as far as this one is concerned. 88 minutes on the clock, and yes, if you put a 0.9, you'll be umbrella. Of course, as far as this game is concerned, it is 1-1. Arsenal against Atletico Madrid, first leg of the UEFA Champions League, a semi-final game at the Estadio Metropolitano. Yes, it is 1-1, and it is 88 minutes right now, of course, in the game. Have we seen a yellow card in this game today?
David
Because Hanko's yellow card, was he not rescinded after that decision was cancelled?
It looks like he stood.
Okay.
Looks like that one stood for
so
David
if the yellow card
No, the yellow card cannot stand.
He did.
He did stand.
So
he probably got another. Looks like he got.
No, maybe that's
so
it can't be for that incident.
It must have been a mistake.
If it's for that incident, then there's no way.
Then there's no way. There's not a penalty.
Yeah, it says. I mean, I'm looking at what is in front of me here. It says argument. So maybe he did
That
become
was
a bad boy and say something.
I think it was. He went something with the. He went back
Yeah.
With the referee.
They give the penalty. I think. That's
Adam, there's also been a change. Atleti have also brought on Molina in this situation.
Naval Molina goes onto the pitch, and Johnny Cardoso's game is done at this point in time. At this point in time, yeah, you were right. It looks like Atletico Madrid are happy to allow Arsenal have the ball, but at the same time, Naval Molina offers you a little something. And again, defensive reinforcements, not exactly the worst idea for Diego Simeone's boys. They look like they're just happy to dog it out at this point in time. Can that happen? I guess we'll find out, of course, in the next couple of moments. But for Let's Go to Madrid, there's still a couple of minutes to hold on.
Eze looks like he's miles ahead of everyone else in that midfield. He's just having a good time.
Yeah, he has the energy.
And there's space to work with.
Yeah, I think there's space to work with.
Exactly. I mean, you will find a lot of the physicality in the Prem, like you find in the Prem. So maybe, of course, that is some sort of advantage for him as well, as far as this one is concerned. So he ends this way, gentlemen, just in case he does. Is this advantage Arsenal?
Oh, I thought that one went in for 10 seconds. Declan Rice is a very speculative strike, but it was a side netting. Is it advantage for Arsenal just on the mental note of the fact that you are going back home? But on the grand scheme of things,
we know how bad they can be on the road.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, they've given a good account of themselves today. Yeah, you go out there, you tell yourself there's nothing to lose. We go all out. We either die or we live. just do what it is that the job requires at this point in time.
Okay.
Also, there are no illegal rules.
All the people where they talk died there. Nobody don't die for feud. All these things where they talk, where coaches go tell you say go there. I lie. No, they happen.
I think it's just. I think
it's just a way of
pushing them up. Just
them.
For you to give your all. I mean, you can't actually die there.
Maybe they know they use that. I beg. That is the way they use. That is the way they use.
Most time they will say give your all.
That's how they finish.
Easy. We could just know say
Use
your all. I beg. Life nap ahead. Let's let you know that it is now 90 minutes. Yes, 90 minutes, and we're waiting to see. At least 4 minutes should be added to this game. 7 minutes. Yes,
I apologize for that.
I think so. There were VAR checks in this game, and Julian Alvarez was down a couple of times also. So yes, you would expect that that would be the situation right there in this fixture. So yes, which way will it go? 7 minutes have been added, and it is 1-1 in the game. Atletico Madrid against Arsenal, semi-final of the UEFA Champions League, and definitely it is going down. Which way will it go? Well, we are here, and I guess we will find out as far as this one is concerned. Yes, fans have more friends, and yes, this coverage definitely brought to you by Heineken, and yes, we are right in it, serving you and taking you closer to the action, as Heineken, of course, wants you to be a part of it tonight. 1-1 still the scoreline. Yes, broadcast brought to you by Heineken, and I can tell you it is the first leg of this fixture. We saw 9 goals last night. 2 goals we have seen tonight. It pales into nothingness. Trust me, these are situations where you say thunder doesn't strike twice, and I mean in the same spot. I mean again, if you follow the Champions League well enough, there are only on very few occasions where there are high volume of goals on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. One day will take it over the other day, and sometimes that's how it plays out. Okay, let's talk to you this evening on the show. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
good evening.
welcome. How you doing?
Okay, welcome. How's Ogidi today?
Can you hear us?
Hello, Chuku. It's difficult for us to hear you
brother.
Tonight, and our apologies. You try to reach us again, or if you can speak louder. Yes, when you call us, if you can raise your voice a little so that we can hear you, then it will make all the sense in the world for you to be a part of the show tonight, as you'll be making your contributions as well. Yes, let's hear from you on the show. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Good evening. Yes,
welcome.
welcome. Please keep it short. Let's go. Let's go. This one where you don't go, so keep it short, please. Yes.
Very, very interesting. I know it's a big goal no go cut today. I know this to have people where they attack each other whatsoever. Every people try to play the defensive DC to get the day. And so far, so much, 1-1. PC Arsenal they adapted to qualify. When they play for their home. For me, I wish Arsenal well. I want Arsenal to qualify so that maybe they win any person that come out from Bayern Munich at the PSG. So to carry the day. If they win, I will so much be happy with Arsenal. So for me, all my mind, all my heart, everything about me, today with Arsenal tonight. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. Appreciate
thank you so much for that one. Of course, poor communication there. Probably should have let it for Raya to handle that, but plays it out for a throw after they had that beautiful crossing. Couldn't connect with it properly to find the back of the net for Atletico Madrid right there. You still think that they do have something in this game?
For Atleti?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Any side that's keeping possession and high up the opponent's side of the pitch,
You might as well go for it. It won't kill you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that could work.
Oh, he's amazing.
So far, with what we've seen in this game so far, the introduction of Bukayo is not particularly affected this game. I'll be honest with you. Eze has also been a bit wasteful. Eze has been pretty wasteful as far as this one is concerned. But a shot by Molina goes out to play. He said Raya got a hand to it, but the referee was not having that. Eze gave away the ball. Too much finesse on it right there. No, Raya didn't. That
might have skimmed it a little.
Maybe.
Might have skimmed the ball. One thing I know for sure is if that had gone in, you are looking at the Puskás award already. Wow.
Nah.
Wow.
This won't win you the Puskás.
From there, one time hit. I might have a contrary argument.
I've seen finer goals than this season.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. That won't win you the Puskás. Yeah. Okay, it will be a fantastic goal, yes. Especially because it is in a Champions League game where we'll get a lot of the highlights, but not Puskás stuff.
Fair.
Okay, let's see how it goes and what exactly could happen in the final minutes of this game. Atletico Madrid against Arsenal, and definitely it is going down as far as this one is concerned. Yes, once again, you would say the Gunners have a chance at it, and let's see what could happen right here. But yes, too many touches in a situation where you probably should have had a shot at goal, and
Somebody should have swung at the
to
goalkeeper.
Trossard to Hinkapie. Too many touches in the box.
Somebody should have swung at the goalkeeper there. Somebody should have.
Yes, somebody should have. Honestly, somebody should have. And that is the thing. For the Atleti guys, I do not think that I think the game has taken a bit of its toll on them. There's a reason Simeone has not taken out Griezmann in this game.
Yeah.
Because from a technical perspective, he is their technical leader.
Yes.
He decides a lot of things, whether centrally, whether on the flanks, in tight situations. He's that experienced and he's that good a player that he does all of these things for the side, and he just makes it look easy for them. And I think even when you are taking out the much younger guys, there's a reason you've not been able to take him out. Again, when it comes to the physicality and the strength of what we have seen so far in this game, Declan Rice is a horse. He is a horse. Like, he goes for almost everything, and he keeps
As much
going
as-
and going and going. We're in the final minutes. Yes, we are getting to the final minute of the game. Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1. Action, of course, brought to you by Heineken. It is the UEFA Champions League second day of a semi-final game going down already, and we are definitely taking you closer to the action. This one here says Ismail Sani from Agege. He said, I think this tie will be decided by the smallest of detail over 2 legs. Both teams are both conservative in their approach to the play. Okay, he says they are both conservative teams in their approach, and that could change what determines the outcome of this game. Okay, let's see if that works out, because of course we are in the final minute, and a game of 2 halves, Femi.
Yeah, game of 2 halves. I think that for Arsenal, for Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, I think that the game was. I'll keep saying
This second half has been all Atleti.
Yeah, all
Even
Atleti.
though I felt, I feel that at some point in the first half they left it for Arsenal.
Yeah, and I also feel like the guys that were brought on for Arsenal,
And that's that.
they didn't have so much impact on it.
Yeah, they didn't.
And
They didn't.
that,
At that point in time, Atleti had all the pressure on that back line, and
I think that equalizer brought them back into the game.
Yeah.
they
I
did.
mean,
They did.
especially judging from the fact that it was early enough. It was early enough, because if that had dragged into 65, 70 minutes, it probably would have tailed off into Arsenal earning a win on the road, and then Atleti, of course, will have. Do we have a situation where Atleti full time, by the way, 1-1 the scoreline? Yes, the action brought to you by Heineken. Do we have a situation where Atletico Madrid will look back tonight and look at the chances they wasted and say this was where this tie went to bed?
Even Arsenal themselves, as a matter of fact, might look back at some of the chances, some of the, maybe not chances, but some of the moments they had, like the one we talked about earlier. Hinkapie, Trossard, Eze, between the 3 of them, none of them could fashion a shot that at least hit the goalkeeper and stuff like that. Sometimes the fine details, like the other texter mentioned already, could be the decider. These 2 teams, it's 1-1, it's on a knife's edge. Yes, indeed. But at the end of the day, one thing you would not argue with is the fact that the game could have been better than 1-1. Both teams had their moments. Lookman had 4 shots in this game, 2 big chances that he missed, 2 shots that were blocked and 2 shots that were on target. Good work from Raya, by the way, of course, to get those ones to keep his side in the game. For the Arsenal team as well, maybe if Saka had started, maybe if Martinelli was brought on later for the weaker legs and not as a starter in the game,